You're listening to After Hours with Ray Jackson.
Chapter 1. 3 years earlier. I closed my eyes, letting my body relax under the warm water. My breath hitched. A panic I couldn't explain bubbled up from somewhere deep inside of me. I suddenly choked on nothing but a loss of air. My body forced itself out of the water, gasping for the breeze coming through my bathroom window. I grabbed the edge of the tub, clenching as my chest rose and fell rapidly. I swallowed and leaned back into the bathtub, looking around with a disappointment I couldn't shake. What am I doing? I stood, letting the water fall from my naked body. Raising my leg to get out of the tub made my body tense like I slipped. Another lie I told myself because the truth was harder to hold. My husband, ex-husband, had been a kind and loving man once. He started cheating on me the day he made it big. I told myself I'd never let my heart get broken by a white man, but I did. And the worst part was, I didn't even care about the women. Not at first, anyway. He still managed to make me feel like his number one. I walked over to the sink and stared at the roundness of my breasts, the way my hair fell over my shoulders. I closed my eyes, imagining him kiss my ear, moving my hair out of his way. I sighed, smiling at the good memories, hoping to forget the ugly ones. For a split second, my mind betrayed me. I turned quickly, hurting my neck, just to look for someone who wasn't there. I shook my head, grabbing my flower robe from the back of the door. My feet slowly dragged along the cold wooden floor, carrying my body to my bed. I inhaled a sharp breath before leaning over to grab the lotion off my nightstand. I lifted my leg onto my bed and pushed down on the top of the lotion, revealing a smooth white cream that revealed into my hand. I gently rubbed it on my leg, swiftly moving to another, then to my arms, attempting to ground myself, to remind myself I was still here, still alive. I set the lotion down, feeling a sudden gust of wind swarm my room. As I moved closer to the window, the hairs on the back of my neck stood to a point. My eyes forced their way down the 12-level apartment I lived in. I noticed a gray Cadillac sitting across the street under a lamppost. I hummed. Walking over to the dresser, I grabbed my long lavender nightgown. I couldn't get that car out of my head. I've seen it before. It looked like Benjamin's car, but it's been a while since I've seen him. I left my room, checking to see if I locked all the doors and the stove was off. I let my hips sway as if I was a runway model. Making it back to my bedroom, I pushed the door hard, allowing it to close behind me. I pulled my comforter back, letting my body sink into the soft, warm mattress. I laid my head down into the pillow and closed my eyes. You worthless piece of shit. I didn't do anything. You fucked him, didn't you? He stormed around the living room. No, I swear. He came closer and grabbed my neck, cutting off my breath before I could even scream. I could see the happiness in his now darkened eyes. My eyesight worsened, and I was seeing spots. I clawed at his hands and his arms, begging for him to let me go. I didn't like violence. He was going to kill me. I sucked my fingers in his eyes as hard as I could, and he let me go, falling back, smashing the brand new coffee table. You bitch, he hissed at me. I hunched over, covering my throat as my lungs fought to work again. When I finally caught a normal breath, I straightened slowly, just in time to see him winding his arm back. The last thing I saw was the vase coming towards my skull before I hit the ground, landing on pieces of glass. My body was covered in sweat. I lifted my head up off the pillow to see the outline. I got up, heading to the closet to get more sheets. I was hot, and my hair was sticking to me. I threw the sheets on the bed and took my nightgown off, letting it fall into my hand so I could place it into the hamper. I leaned over my bed, taking the sheets off and throwing it on the floor. My body temperature spiked. I finished making the bed and went closer to my window. When I opened it, my brain remembered the car from earlier. I searched for it, but it wasn't there. My feet thumped viciously on the ground to the bathroom. Sitting on the toilet, I kept my eyes in one direction, half expecting someone to appear. After everything left my body, I took a tissue and rolled it around my hand and wiped. I looked at the now damp tissue for a sec, then proceeded to flush it down. I cracked the bathroom door and got back into my bed. My body had cooled down, and the sheets felt soothing against my skin. I tried to fall asleep, but my body refused. I groaned, checking the time. 1 o'clock. Great.